This is Wide Angle with Ashok Vyas. Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas and welcome to Wide Angle with Ashok Vyas. This show becomes special by the presence of two beautiful ladies. Maybe they would like to address themselves as girls. The idea of beauty and brain going together has been established beyond any doubt in today's world, and Miss Pakistan World was started by Sonia Ahmad a couple of years ago with a lot of opposition, and I think she still faces that kind of music, which probably is not referred to as harmonious music. But we are also fortunate that she is joined by Miss Pakistan Globe today. Attia Bano comes from Norway. Let me have the pleasure of welcoming both of you to ITV studio. Namaste.
Namaste.
How are you?
I'm good. Enjoying New York now.
So we go to Attia first. From Norway, how you heard about this pageant, Miss Pakistan World?
Well, I always have interest in pageants, like in Norway, and I wanted to do a pageant, right, for Pakistan, and I searched, and on internet it was a lot of Miss Pakistan World, and it was held in Canada, Toronto, May. So I just applied actually from internet. Yeah.
Wonderful. So it tells us the reach of Miss Pakistan World, Sonia, and that must be something worth celebrating for you. Tell me, in terms of connecting Pakistani beauties across the globe, how many countries are already a part of this pageant?
See, what's being happening right now is we're targeting people who are liberal-minded and moderate thinkers of Pakistan. So let's say in Norway there are people like that, and there are few people, not a lot of them in numbers, but countries like New Zealand is coming on board, Denmark, Norway, Ireland, Scotland, England, Dubai, China, like you name it, all of those countries have come across and they have come and participated in Miss Pakistan World. And the numbers increase in terms of people because as the news spreads, as people come to know more about Miss Pakistan, and there are girls who want to apply, it's like a dream for them to be a part of the pageant, so then they always apply.
She said it was like a dream. Probably she's right in your own experience, Attia?
Yes, not only the appliement, but it has been a dream since I applied actually. So I'm living the dream.
Let's talk about your life in Norway. You were 1 year old when you moved to Norway from Pakistan. Wherever you are, away from your native land, being in America, Canada, Norway for that matter, how has been the experience for you in terms of bringing both cultures together?
Yeah, to balancing them.
Yeah.
Well, I was born in Pakistan, Lahore. My parents and me, I was 1 year old when I came to Norway, Oslo. But I always been like chuttiyon mein, in vacation, I always come back to Pakistan. So it has been like balancing in that way. I think it's positive because I can see things in two ways and I can value my cultures more, like the things we have, because I can see what we have, what we don't have. So I can balance it in my own way.
Talking about balance, while we learn various aspects of the world, and there is a prism or there is a way of connecting to the world through a speciality of the culture that comes from the place where you were born. From that point of view, Sonia, talking about you being in Canada, what do you think are the basic cultural values that you would probably refer to as Pakistani cultural values that you see again and again in all the beauties that participate in various pageants that are happening for a couple of years now?
See, Pakistan and India both have their set cultural values. Obviously, when you mix a little bit of modernism or today's culture that's happening, Western culture as well, it becomes a whole different thing. So let's say Pakistani clothes, Pakistani identity, Pakistani music, Pakistani entertainment is a blend of what Miss Pakistan is all about, along with what Western society is also all about, because beauty pageants took place where in America. It was always a Western thought. And while we were in our villages or in our own countries, not even thinking about beauty pageants, we were basically thinking about, you know, putting food in our stomachs. That's when American pageants took place. So now when we're at that level where we're like, okay, let's, you know, enhance it a little bit more and bring that kind of a culture into our, you know, lands, then obviously there's a mix of both, you know, Pakistani, or let's say for India, Indian culture at the same time with a twist of Western society in both ways. I mean, you can see over here as well, like people coming from Norway, like Attia basically speaks Norwegian, you know, and in Punjabi or certain languages from Pakistan. So she's got a blend of both Norwegian and, you know, her Pakistani Punjabi culture. And over here, American girls who are Pakistani Americans, they have a blend of both American culture at the same time, Pakistani values as well, a little bit in that sort of you know, formation. So
I personally feel that whatever connects us together as a human race and brings out the positive or the bright or the beautiful side of us, that's something worth pursuing. And from that point of view, as she mentioned about various languages that you know, share with us something in Norwegian and then say something in Punjabi. Let me give you what to say in Punjabi. You say how you feel being in New York.
Okay, in Punjabi? ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਅੱਛਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਕੱਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਟਾਈਮ ਸਕੁਅਰ ਗਏ ਹੋਏ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਤੇ ਹੈਰਾਨ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਇੰਨੀਆਂ ਟਾਲ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ ਲੋਕ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਖੂਬਸੂਰਤੀ ਹੈ ਵੈਸੇ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ 'ਚ ਪੁਰਾਣੀਆਂ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਮਿਕਸਡ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਨਵੀਂ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਕਿ ਕਲਚਰ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਦਾ ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਪਸੰਦ ਆਇਆ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਫੇਰ ਆਵਾਂਗੀ ਵਾਪਸ
ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਸੰਦ ਆਇਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਠੀਕ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸੇ ਬੋਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦਾ ਬਟ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੈਂਡ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ so now you say this in Norwegian.
I Norwegian jeg hadde det kjempebra i New York. Jeg elsket de høye skyskraperne og jeg ble nesten helt forelsket i New York og dere forstår ingenting av det jeg sier men det er bare bra.
No, that's beautiful. It sounds like a music and it kind of ticklish in some way. If you don't understand what it is, you just feel like laughing.
But I can sing the national anthem in Norwegian since we had like our national day in 17th of May.
Very good.
So we can do that. Okay. Ja, vi elsker dette landet som det stiger frem.
Very nice. We'll come back to you for Punjabi song. But Sonia, tell me, you were in India recently also, and over a period of how many years it has been?
2 months. Well, sorry for the Indian trip.
No, for the pageant.
Almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
Almost 10
so,
years.
what is the difference that you feel now when you approach organizing a new pageant in terms of your level of confidence as well as the kind of opposition or ideas that are raised telling you not to do this?
Well, I'll tell you what happened, Ashok, with me. All these years, like I struggled for the Miss Pakistan. But there was a little bit of a miracle that happened last year. Just out of fun, I thought, let me do Mr. Pakistan as well, along with Miss Pakistan. And as soon as Mr. Pakistan, Pakistani boys started applying for the pageant, the community went very normal. I don't know why. They started being more quiet. They didn't, you know, they didn't really go against us too much. As soon as the boys came out, they became like a shield for the girls. So when we started having Mr. Pakistan and Miss Pakistan together, the community kept quiet. They didn't really do much. So when I do approach people now and they kind of feel it's now the boys are doing it, so it's now okay for the girls to do it as well, but they're not too vocal about it. So it's a mixed reaction still. I wouldn't say it's 100% complete. I don't think maybe in the next 20 years, I may be able to say that it's, you know, 100% support I've got from the Pakistani community. But as soon as the boys have come in, it's a little bit of a very changed environment for the community.
That is good. Let's talk a little bit about the basics of any pageant and especially Miss Pakistan World that you organize. There are certain, call them steps or layers.
Yeah.
So have you modified them in last 10 years or they are the same as you started off?
They are the same, but as I said, the new thing that we have started doing is Mr. Pakistan. So we do have the same introduction round, we have the question answer round, the evening gown, the traditional talent, all that is very much the same. Once upon a time there was a bathing suit section that we tried out and it did go very successful. But then we thought it was not necessary in our community, but we did it in 2007. At that time, we were like, okay, let's try it out. And that time we were very much involved with international pageants, and that was a very big requirement by the international pageants. And even now it is. All the contestants or the winners who participate in international pageants do have to go through the bathing round segment, but it's not part of the Miss Pakistan anymore.
Brilliant. So, Attia, when you were preparing for the pageant, were you also reading a little bit about the possible questions that could be asked, and did that help? What was it that you were asked?
Well, when I applied, I got like a lot of stuff to read and knowledge I had to have, you know, if I would represent Pakistan. So I got not one question, I got like almost books to read on the internet about Pakistan, about our culture, about history, about Lollywood, about Eid, Vaisakhi, India, British. So it was a lot of stuff I had to like read before I came to the Manly pageant in Toronto.
And now, contestant number 2, you're up.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and our honorable judges. My name is Attia Bano, and I'm 23 years old. I'm currently studying law and working as an image consultant, and I came all the way from Oslo, Norway. And I'm representing the beautiful city, Lahore, Pakistan. Thank you. So I was just sitting there and reading.
And what were you asked during the pageant?
I was asked about how a girl can balance her beauty and brain at the same time. So it was like,
what did you reply?
Well, I wasn't that good at English, so I tried to like give them, what do you call it again?
A good answer.
A good answer, but I think I just went a little bit around.
Well, let's put this question for Sonia, but we do that after we come back and we take this short break. This is Wide Angle with Ashok Vyas. Welcome back. You're watching Wide Angle with Ashok Vyas, and today we are talking to Sonia, Ahmad, President of Miss Pakistan World, and we also have Miss Pakistan Globe, Attia Bano, who has come from Norway. We were talking about beauty and brain. Sonia, you probably epitomize the way these two things can go together, they can coexist. So why should this question there be at all that a beauty would lack brains?
I think people have that notion that when you're beautiful, you're not smart, and then when you're smart, you're not beautiful. So it's not about beautiful, it's more about being smart and carrying your personality the right way. A lot of people think beauty is a certain way, being skinny and big eyes or big lips or something like that. You know, they have their own figure in their mind, but that's not what we like. I mean, that's not what beauty pageants should stand for. Basically, it should be a woman who's not even that good looking, she's okay, but she knows how to carry herself really well. And sometimes, a lot of times, beauty queens are not beautiful. It's just their personality that shines and their bubbliness, their character. So there's a lot of those things. Confidence is very important. There's a beautiful girl with no confidence looks ugly on stage, but there's a not good looking girl with a lot of confidence and, you know, proper confidence looks beautiful on stage. So it's how you carry yourself. There's nothing called beauty. But there's always how you carry yourself, confidence, and the way you walk, the way you talk. You know, जैसे कहते हैं नज़ाकत होनी चाहिए. So that's the main thing. And if something like that you lack, then you don't really become an all-rounder in pageants.
So now that gives me another question. You mentioned about confidence as an essential ingredient of being beautiful, and then you ended up with the word nazakat. So nazakat or confidence, how would you say that?
They have to go along. Confidence doesn't mean you got to be a rowdy woman, like a hillbilly or something. You can't be that way. Even if you're confident, you can't be like at someone's face. You have to just blend it down, and it has to be with nazakat, meaning with a sort of elegance. That's what I meant to say. So elegance and confidence have to go together. That's how you'll become a proper all-rounder in terms of talking to people, presenting yourself. You can't be so overconfident and so direct and energetic that the person goes back a little bit. So it has to be a mix of everything. That's what beauty is all about. It's just not looks. It's about how proportionate you are overall in every way.
And that's beautiful way of looking looking at it. Now, Attia, beauty, as they say, comes from within. So, of course, let me compliment you on being adjudged as Miss Perfect 10 for your physique.
Yes.
But we talk about the inner beauty a little bit. So, while you were preparing for the pageant, was there anything that you were doing mentally which would enable you to present yourself in a confident and beautiful manner?
Well, when I was reading about Pakistan, I got more confident, like which country I'm representing. I knew a lot about Pakistan before too, but while I was getting knowledge, I was getting more confident. And I was mentally visualizing too that when I will be on stage, how to behave, how to act, how to be. And I was pushing myself because, of course, everybody's a little bit scared before they go to a pageant, right? So when you're pushing yourself, I think it gives you confidence. Only when you dare to push yourself to a limit. So.
Wow. I think these are the inspiring words that are coming to us. Push yourself to the limit. So when you work towards bringing out the best in you, then there is a kind of beauty that resonates through you and it reaches others. Now, Sonia, you are through Miss Pakistan World, in a way, becoming ambassador of the cultural values of Pakistan, or at least you are representing Pakistan. Now, when you are representing a country which comes up with a lot of references which are discomforting, be it the fact that this person who was searched after was found in Pakistan, Osama bin Laden. So that also, and there are other questions like some Hindu girls were kidnapped and then they were forcibly married, and there was a case recently, and then the judge said that it is to the discretion of these girls whether they go with their husbands who forcibly married them, or so these kind of issues that come up, which puts sort of image which becomes difficult for you because you are talking about all positive, and so how you find it, yourself?
See, I had to understand why Pakistan is a certain way, and I understand why they want to do such things, which is again very, very wrong. Kidnapping, and converting. That's the main thing, is converting. There's a little place in Pakistan called Kafristan. It's not India, but it's called Kafristan. And that place has Alexander the Great's army who settled there like a lot of years ago. When they came to conquer India, what happened? They couldn't succeed, so they settled over there. So there's a good 8,000, army troops of them, and they believe in Hercules, Zeus, and all the Greek gods and so forth. And they're known as Kafirs and Kafristan. And they are also known as the Kailash people. So those girls were also kidnapped. They were also forced to convert. A lot of them are forced to convert, and they're losing their culture, basically. So the main idea of fundamentalists or Islamic extremists is only one thing, and that is to increase the number of Muslims, no matter how they do it, in the wrong ways or the right ways or whatever the case is, and to bring a very strict Islamic rule for men and women both, where women suffer more because it's a male-dominated nation. So that's an extremist point of view. People like myself who are very liberal and very moderate, we are more democratic. We basically allow people to do what they want to do. If they want to go and marry somebody who's a non-Muslim, they can go ahead and do so without any consequences. If they want to promote or do whatever they want, like for example, Veena Malik. She's in India, she's coming on the cover of magazines with clothes, without clothes, that's her choice. So, but an extremist in Pakistan would be not liking that. So, there are unfortunate things to hear, but then people like us are also trying to, well, we're not succeeding in balancing it out, but we are at least trying our level best to show a different side of Pakistan and attracting those Pakistanis who are not extremists, who are basically wanting to balance their lives in both religion and culture and society. So we're trying our best. And one example is again Veena Malik. She's also trying to do what she wants to do. She's an actress, she's a performer and entertainer, and she's trying to do what she wants to do without without feeling the consequences of what can happen to her in Pakistan. She's basically now living in Dubai, so she's not really focused on anything Pakistani, she's focused more on herself. So that is what we're trying to do as well. We're focusing more on ourselves, but we're also Pakistanis. That's something we cannot dismiss. But this is another side of Pakistan that we want to show people that not all Pakistanis are under one bracket. Not all Pakistanis support the man who was caught in Pakistan, or not all Pakistanis are very pro-fundamentalism. So that is why I'm not pro-fundamentalism. I'm not an extremist. I'm a very liberal, moderate Pakistani. I've been to India, stayed there for 2.5 months. I've enjoyed the country over there. So I've seen both sides, India and Pakistan. And yes, you do have people in India too who are anti-Pakistanis or who are anti-Muslims and all. But then but it's not to that extreme. Pakistan is influenced, again, Pakistan is a very difficult country because it's right next to Iran, it's right next to Afghanistan, it has access to Middle East, you know, so basically it is influenced by that nation as well. If India influences a bit of Pakistan, then those Arab countries or Middle Eastern countries influence Pakistan quite a bit too. So it's like a very confused nation, because it has so many nations around it, China, India, Russia on top, you know, the whole seaport is opened, and then we have Iran and Afghanistan, and then the Islamic culture.
Sonia is very articulate, and she has done her thinking very well, and of course she is exposed to various aspects of the world that we live in. Talking about Miss Pakistan Globe now.
Yes.
With this title, what is it that you are you're doing these days? Maybe there are some charities that you are helping, and let's say 1 year down the line when there will be another Miss Pakistan Globe, how do you foresee your future? Would you say that it will help you pursuing your career as model in Norway some way?
Well, I've been model since I was 15 years old. So that has been like start of my career. But after winning Miss Pakistan Globe, or after participating in Miss Pakistan World, I first went to Canada. That was first time. And to participate in Miss Globe of the World was in Albania. And after Albania, I went again to Germany in another pageant, Queen of the World. So this year, and now I'm here in New York. So this year has been a lot of traveling and meeting different people, looking at different cultures, telling a lot about Pakistanis. Many people say like, how can you represent Pakistan? We thought they have many misperceptions about what Pakistani are and what they're about. So I'm there, and just being there, it gives them another feeling. Because I'm a living example that there is like different kind of Pakistanis, and we're nice people, we're good people. Not all of us are like Talibans.
Right.
So I think I'm just doing a change, being myself. Like culture is also a thing that is always changing. So I'm in the change right now. So I feel I've done a lot. In the future, actually I don't know. I'm living right now. Fully, and I will probably do something else in the future, in the same field though.
Talking to Sonia and Attia makes us realize that anything and everything has a very sincere, committed, dedicated side to it, which is very, very demanding, and taking care of those demands and maintaining the sense of beauty, harmony, love, compassion, and also drawing focus, attention, and increasing awareness about Pakistan, about beauty, about connecting with each other in a way which makes this world a better place. It's worth saluting. So thank you, Sonia, and thank you, Attia.
Thanks.
This is Ashok Vyas thanking them as well as thanking all of you for being with us. This is Wide Angle with Ashok Vyas.